Hey everybody, Pete Warner here on board the Disney Wish outside of Palo Steakhouse. Gonna check this out. This is the new variation of Palo that apparently is going to be fleet-wide, where it's a steakhouse now. We'll see what they kept, what they got rid of, what they added, what they didn't add. I'm looking forward to it though. It's got to be better than Enchanté was for us this afternoon, so I'm hoping. And just a reminder before we get started, this vlog, along with all the vlogs we produce, brought to you by dreamsunlimitedtravel.com, experts at helping you plan the perfect Disney Cruise Line vacation. You'll get up to a shipboard credit up to $1,000 when you book with Dreams. You get the services of a great professional agent who will help you through every step of the process, and you get this for the same price you pay Disney. So you're actually leaving money on the table by not booking with Dreams. So dreamsunlimitedtravel.com. If you like our content, please show your support. dreamsunlimitedtravel.com.
So I started off with, and I know I'm going to pronounce this wrong, but the sippin' soup. It has mussels, shrimp, calamari, red snapper, monkfish poached on a garlic, basil, white wine, tomato broth, and it was honestly the best dish I've had on the Wish. Actually, one of the best dishes I've ever had, period. I've honestly could have eaten that twice. It was that delicious, and it's $14, which wasn't bad considering you had all that seafood in it. And I love seafood, so I'll put that disclaimer on it. It's my favorite type of food. And again, I could have easily eaten that twice. And it was very filling, so I ended up getting just that, and also the on the menu it's the A5 Wagyu beef, 6 ounce, but they said it was tonight on the maiden voyage, the N5, I believe, M5, and it was honestly delicious. You could cut it with a fork. It was like butter, essentially. It melted in your mouth, also very delicious. Highly recommend that one. That one was also $45, or that one was $45, and I believe they said that was also just on the maiden voyage, that it would be that price. But those two things I highly recommend, especially that soup. Again, I'll be dreaming about that soup. It was very delicious.
Okay, phenomenal dinner at Palo. I mean, honestly, this was probably the best dinner I've had on a Disney cruise ship ever, from start to finish. Really, really phenomenal. I would say specifically the steak, one of the top 2-3 steaks I've ever had in my whole life. I think it was already mentioned, it was M5, which I don't think they're going to have all the time, but it'll still be a very high quality. You could cut it with a fork. The Vil Ossobuco, excellent. They had a Caesar salad that was excellent. But start to finish, great. The old fashioned that they got from the Rose Bar here, excellent too. So I would say I was very impressed.
In general, a lot of food, as you're about to hear, was ordered by this table. I am thrilled to report that this menu does have the mushroom risotto on it. They took it off the menu for the other ships. They put it on this one. I don't understand. I'm hoping they're bringing it back fleet-wide. because that was a crazy decision to remove that. But the mushroom risotto is back on the Wish. Our server, Brandon, told us that for the maiden voyage, they were doing a special Wagyu steak, the M5. What's on the menu is the A5, which I understand is a very good quality, but the M5 is like the highest quality you can get, and they brought it on specifically for the maiden voyage. So I ordered that, and it takes the concept of meat butter to a whole nother level. When I say cut with a fork, the texture of if you've ever had Wagyu steak, you know the texture of the steak is very almost buttery. It feels like it melts in your mouth. And this did not disappoint. This did not disappoint. The risotto did not disappoint. For as disappointing as our brunch at Enchanté was this afternoon, was how good this meal was. They really, really got this right. Oh, and I should mention, I started my meal with the butternut squash ravioli, which just flawless. Everything coming out of the kitchen was absolutely flawless. It was wonderful. I have nothing bad to say.
Wow. I love Palo. Since I've been going to Palo, I think it's great. This was the best Palo experience that I have had. I started off with the caprese salad. The gentleman, Brandon, came over with the Modena balsamic vinegar, which he said was aged for 8 years. I was like, all right, big deal. No, it tasted different. It was a better balsamic vinegar than I've ever had. I wanted to dip bread in it afterwards. Then I got the penne pasta, which was a San Marzano tomato sauce with basil and a little spicy, like not a lot, but there was some sort of a chili thing in it. I think it was red chili peppers, it said on the menu, and it was fantastic. The pasta was absolutely really al dente, the way it's supposed to be. Then that mushroom risotto, which we did get on the Fantasy once, was life-changing. The flavors of the mushroom. A lot of people don't like the texture of mushrooms. I'm good with it, but it's like the best marsala sauce that you could get with, I think it was cremini, something else, a lot of different types of mushrooms. It's a heavenly flavored risotto. Then we're getting dessert now. So wow. Oh, and I tasted that steak. Okay, for me, who hasn't had that many great steaks, like maybe that Wagyu, you say Wagyu, was the absolute best piece of steak I have ever tasted. That's my number one. Where Nick says that's his number 1, 2, or 3, it's my number 1. That was amazing.
And for the conclusion of our meal, we had 2 wonderful desserts, the chocolate souffle and the carrot cake. Although traditionally I've always loved the chocolate souffle at Palo, I would say it's number 2 compared to that carrot cake. The carrot cake is 6 layers, and it is delicious. If you're gonna come here and you're only gonna have one dessert, get the carrot cake.
The souffle is delicious, and it is a beautiful, I'm going to say mature chocolate. I don't know if I'd call it dark chocolate, but because it's not overly sweet, I call it a mature chocolate. And it would have been a winner to me, except for that carrot cake. To me, that was the best carrot cake I've had. It was fresh. I don't know what spices were going on in there, but they tasted fresh. Again, not overly sweet. Fresh carrots in there too. You could. This carrot cake is new. That won it over for me. As a matter of fact, I had the carrot cake first, then I had the souffle, I wanted to end, like Nick did, back on the carrot cake just to have that flavor in my mouth. This was a really nice meal. I enjoyed it so much.
Okay, so we really should give a shout out to our server Brandon, who has been wonderful from the beginning, unlike the service we had earlier today in Enchanté, which was absolutely atrocious. Like I said before, for as bad as that experience was as good as Palo has been. And dessert certainly did not disappoint. I agree with them. The carrot cake was wonderful. My heart will always be with the chocolate souffle. Carrot cake was good. I've had better. That chocolate souffle stands on its own. And for one of the things that really has stood out to me for a new restaurant, right? This restaurant really is just opening now. The quality of the food coming out of the kitchen, the quality of the service. First of all, you'd think this had been open for years. But they maintained the consistency and quality from Palo's on other ships. So I'm really happy to see that. So if you're a fan of Palo, you will be a fan of Palo on the Wish. The whole steakhouse changeover thing, not a problem. All your favorite things are still on the menu. They've added some wonderful steaks. I think the steakhouse concept makes it a great addition. And yeah, it's an a la carte menu. It's not what it used to be, but the increase in the quality of the food as a result, I think, for me, is winning me over. This was fantastic. One of the best meals I've had in a long time. So that is going to do it for this review. We hope you enjoyed it. We'll see you again next time with another episode of the DCL Show. Have a great week, folks.